Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have Combat Action Amateur in the welterweight division. Now set to make his way down to the cage, presenting Chris King.
First to the cage in this bout will be Chris King from MMAX, 1 win and 3 losses on his record. ROC 4 veteran, needs to get back in the wing column, and joining Brian Lacey and myself, we're so pleased to have the prospect Nathaniel Wood, our rising star. And Nathaniel, a young man that really needs a win. He's coming off 3 losses. It must be so hard, especially at amateur level.
Now, so it means a lot to him to get this win.
And you talk a lot about the game of how physical the preparation is. It's sometimes 6, 8, 12-week fight camps, but mentally you've really got to get your mind in check, especially when confidence is low. It's a big part of preparation, right?
Definitely. You know, you can have a 8-week fight camp, 12-week fight camp, as you say, it go absolutely amazing, and if you don't turn up on the night of the fight in the right mindset, it means nothing. I've actually had it myself where I had an amazing fight camp, everything was done right, I ticked every box, and when I turned up on the night, you know, I wasn't quite there, and within the first round gave an armbar and lost. So, you know, the main thing is they've got to come in mentally prepared and at their 100%.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent set to make his way down to the cage, presenting Mihai Zmarandescu.
Team Titans, Mihai Zmarandescu, 4 wins, only 1 loss. From those 4 wins, 3 stoppages, but more importantly, that only loss is in his last bout. How will that affect his confidence, guys?
Well, looking at that, it's about how he's, like we talked about the other guy, mentally, how he shakes that off and gets back in there. But when you come from a camp like Team Titan, with the likes of yourself, Nathaniel, doing great things, and also you've got to look around that training room. How much does that play into it? Where you were in that position where you were watching other fighters make big steps. How much does that add to your confidence, and how much does that inspire you to train harder, motivate you to do those extra things?
It definitely helps. I think he'll take it very well because, you know, sometimes the pressure, it can either help you or it can break you, and I definitely think it's going to help him, especially coming off a loss as well. I think that, you know, he's going to bring his A game tonight for sure.
And prior to that, we've got to remember, this is a man that's used to stopping people.
Yes. Oh, absolutely, yeah, he's used to putting people away, and he's been put away, so how he responds to that will be exciting to see.
Rise of Champions number 7, brought to you by Southern Territory Official Watches and Scramble Sports Gear. Now brings you 3 3-minute rounds of action in the welterweight division. We introduce first the blue corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in an official 167.7 pounds. As an amateur, his record stands a single victory against 3 defeats, representing MMAX Fighting out of Hemel Hempstead, presenting Chris King. And across the cage, his adversary in the red corner, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighed in an official 167.3 pounds. As an amateur, 4 victories against a single defeat, representing Team Titan Fighting out of Bucharest, Romania, presenting Mihai Zmarandescu. When the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Daniel Mobahedi.
So if we look at the tail of the tape, it says it all there. One man with only 1 loss, the other with only 1 win. Just 19 years of age, Mihai. 38, his opponent, Chris King. 6'1", height advantage for Mihai as well. And guys, surely he's got to try and use that height advantage.
Definitely. If you can use your height advantage and your reach against your opponent, it's a huge advantage in the fight game. But I'm just looking at them now, and definitely Mia is looking physically more prepared.
And Brian, as we said, used to the stoppages apart from that last bout, so I imagine he'll be looking to finish this one as well quite quickly.
Absolutely, but he's got to stay switched on. You can instantly see that Chris King is coming with heavy shots, and the pressure is really on Mihai now. He's the one that has got the positive record. He's obviously the one there's a lot of hype behind, but Chris King has got a lot of power and he's got to stay switched on throughout this.
Yes, Chris King staying in the pocket with Mihai and trading with him, looking to get back, as we said, in that win column. And with the taller man like that, he must get inside that range, mustn't he?
Definitely, he wants to get in, get very close, and from the way he's fighting now, he looks like he's looking to get this done in round 1.
The problem for him, though, Brian, is it's okay, we say you've got to fight inside, but he risks on the way in and on the way out getting tagged.
Oh, absolutely. You just have to look at Mihai's movement. It's he's not in the same place for more than half a second, and when Chris King is stepping forward, he plodding forward almost, trying to land those big strikes. Mihai's going to find angles, and angles open up opportunities. And that was a nice level change as well, just to dump Chris King on the back.
Good tactic by Mihai there, Nathaniel. I mean, Chris King was coming forward, as you said. He was looking to finish it. He was looking to get inside, and Mihai just took his balance, took him off his feet.
Definitely, if Mihai uses his brain, you know, he'll keep the straight shots on Chris, keep that range, and as Chris is trying to make it a dogfight, when he gets close, get the takedown. That's to me what I think he should be doing, and it looks like at the moment he's got the right game plan.
Well, Mihai with that southpaw stance. And Brian, Chris King not so keen to come inside now. He's been dumped there. He's been on the end of those long limbs, not quite so quick to come in.
I think we're seeing exactly his game plan. He knows he's got to connect something to get some respect from Mihai, but you can see him now, rather than moving forward, he's moving backwards, and that's a dangerous point for a fighter, because you can just tell Mihai's got a lot of weapons in his arsenal. He's switching step.
Oh, and that one was cleanly to the groin.
That wasn't the one I was expecting him to use, but talk us through the thoughts and feelings going through his mind now.
a lot of pain. It's hard to describe the amount of pain you go through, especially when you take a tough groin shot like that.
That was
I heard
hard.
that one.
Oh, that was Diaz right with the shin there as well.
Yes, my eyes are watering, and I'm just this side of the cage. That was right above our commentary position. But it's a tough night's work when you've got a taller opponent that knows how to use those tools of the trade, because sometimes they don't. But Mihai does, doesn't he?
Definitely, he trains very hard, and he knows the right game plan that he's got to come out with, and as we say, he's got a good team around him, so he's definitely come in with his A game.
Now, Brian, for Chris King, it's tough enough as it is finding that momentum to get in and out. He's now taken a groin shot. He's bound to be that much slower. It's been a hard opening round for him.
Tough opening round, but after that kick, he could take up a career as a soprano, I think. But he's straight back in, and this is what Chris King is. He's a fighter, and he's going to make it a dogfight. Nathaniel saw that straight away, and I completely agree. He wants it to be a dogfight, and even after and there's a shot.
For me, I would rather Mihai doesn't get into that dogfight with him. You know, if he uses his range and keeps him at bay, and as we say, when he gets close, gets the takedown, that's going to keep Chris King guessing for sure. But you know, Chris King's come in, and he obviously wants it, so he's happy to get in there and trade.
Well, if you look at the round overall and you look at the game plans, I think Chris King's got the right game plan. He's realised that Mihai is dangerous, knows how to use his range. You can't fault his determination to get inside. I'm not saying he's been successful, but he's got to keep trying that. It's a hard game to play against a taller man.
Definitely, 100%. Training with Brad Pickett as well. You know, the guy is very short, so training with him, I've learned that sometimes with a taller guy, you can't just stand there and let them pick you off with shots. You have to get in, and you sometimes have to take a shot to give one.
And these are some of the exchanges. Just talk us through what you see here as we show some of the replays, apart from I call it right on that one.
That was lift and separate there.
What Mihai's doing here very well is he's changing his stance. So he's making his left leg the power kick, and that's going to constantly keep Chris King guessing, and it's also making his power kick go to the liver shot.
Now, for Chris King, as we said, it's a tough call, but the tactics are right. He's doing everything right tactically. You've got to be strong mentally. He's going to get caught on the way in and on the way out, but he's got to get inside those long limbs of Mihai, and as we've all agreed, make it that dogfight.
You can see how tough he is. You really can, and he is a very good fighter. He's stepping forward, and he's not scared to take a shot. We've seen the quality of his chin already. He's taken a few big hits from Mihai. But he's just go up his success rate, that's all. Mihai's moving nicely, staying at range, staying just out of Chris King's range as well.
And there's another thing we saw, Nathaniel. Mihai, when he moved back there, he moved off the centre line. Chris King tends to come forward and back in straight lines, doesn't he?
Yes, and that's sometimes where the problem can be. A lot of times you've got to take angles. You can't just go in train tracks straight forward and back, because eventually you're going to hit the cage. Mihai, he's doing very well at circling around, and as I said, he's changing his kicks from southpaw to orthodox. But definitely I think Chris should look to do more lateral movement, and he'll have a better chance at cutting him off in the cage.
As it is, he's staying as best he can in the pocket with Mihai. And Brian, I think it's a good game. Mihai has stayed focused and sticking to a game plan. He's not getting carried away, and wherever possible, like that, picking the shot, and as Nathaniel says, then moving laterally away from his opponent.
We've all commented on, his movement is excellent, it really is, and it's going to benefit him being this good at movement as his career progresses, because his striking and his combinations are going to improve. But you've got a tough warrior in Chris King, and this is something he's also got to cope with. Mihai has probably never faced somebody that will continuously just keep coming forward, and this is a test for him mentally, because Chris King is going to take these shots and just keep coming.
As we can see there, every time Mihai gets his back up against the cage, he's circling off. And, you know, if Chris can move laterally, he can technically stop him doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that from Chris, to be honest. I feel he's got his game plan, he's set in it, and he knows what he's got to do. And I don't think that at the moment, it doesn't seem like there's a plan B in him. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it seems like because he's still there, I think he's got a cut on the forehead now, but because he's still there and with a chance, he hasn't changed that game plan.
I think this is the fighter he is. He's somebody who'll try and make it that brawl if he can, and you can just see by the strikes he throws, he's not setting up combinations, he's looking for big strikes, moving forward like that. But he can take a shot as well, and durability is a great asset in the fight game. It's not one you want to rely on, but it is a good thing to know you can take a punch and keep coming.
Now Mihai's got a slight, a beautiful right hand from him there, but Mihai's got a slight nick below the right eye as well. And we talk about learning from your losses, Nathaniel, but Mihai will also learn from a win where you're in front of an immovable object with a guy that you keep hitting, but it's still there.
Definitely, it shows a lot of heart if you can keep going when your opponent's constantly coming forward after you've thrown your best shots at him. And I really like the liver shot that Mihai keeps throwing, and every time it looks like it's landing, Chris King's still coming. So, you know, that shows a lot of heart that Chris has got.
And that's the thing, Brian, isn't it? It's heart. He's wiping away that blood and sweat. But for all his endeavour, he's being caught on the way in, and it's a tough night's work for him. He's strong, but I also feel at his age possibly set in his ways.
Well, like I said, you can see the fighter he is with both those rounds coming forward. I think it's very like a good pick of the shot for the liver shot that Mihai's been throwing, and his arm is slowly coming down, that right arm of Chris King. Maybe that'll open up a head kick for Mihai earlier, but like you said, I wouldn't say set in his ways. Maybe that's just his fighting style, and this is what Mihai's got to deal with, and he's got to stay switched on, because there's a couple of points there that straight down the middle caught Mihai, and you can start to see him wearing some damage as well. So round 3, still a lot of fight left in this.
Now, if you were in Mihai's corner there in round 3, would you tell him to up the pace or stay as it is, stay safe and grind out the points with it, or would you look for him to step it up and ask more questions of Chris?
I would definitely ask him to step it up and try and, you know, really solidify this round in getting it. And in Chris's corner, you know, I'd definitely be looking to get that finish to win the fight.
And Brian, that's true. Chris has got to go for it, hasn't he? We've seen his heart, we've seen his courage. He's got to go in there and swing and make it difficult for Mihai.
Absolutely. If he wants to claim the victory here tonight, I think it's and instantly you look at the power. And this is one thing that happens with round number 3, when you can see the finish line. And you'll attest to this, I'm sure, Nathaniel, when you know you've only got 5 minutes left or 3 minutes left, and that's the end of the fight, you can then let your gas tank go. You don't have to stop worrying about that as you would in round number 1 or 2.
Definitely, and I think the interesting factor in this round will be seeing if anyone goes for a takedown, because the fight's been standing, and if someone wins a takedown and stays on top for the rest of the round, you know, we never know how the judges will score it, but it definitely works in their favour.
That's a good point, because at the moment it has been a stand-up war, and that was the best shot of the bout so far, that straight right hand from Mihai. But for me, Chris King's still doing the right thing. He's coming forward, he's trying to make it difficult. And the good thing is, when he does close range, he does throw leather. It's not like we've seen people before walk someone down and go pull the trigger and they don't. He pulls the trigger every time, and that's why he can get caught on the counter. But for me, tactically, he's not doing anything wrong.
He's also still got, caught Mihai there with a left. He's still got power in his punches, and you can see some confidence in him. He's still in this fight. That was a tough first round. The second round, survived a little bit more. In the third round, his corner have done the work they need to do and said, just go out there and keep moving forward and attack, and that's exactly what he's doing, and he's having some success with it.
And Nathaniel, he has drawn Mihai into that dogfight we talked about here in the third and final round.
Definitely. Mihai is obviously, he's a game opponent, and sometimes you can get stubborn, and you know, he may be thinking
Do you know anyone like that? Do you know anyone like that?
He may be thinking tactically, but you know, when you've got a guy that's coming forward and putting the pressure on you, sometimes it's hard not to just stand there and trade.
Now, what that's done is made this an excellent stand-up war for the three of us. But it's been a hard night's work. As Brian said, both men marked up now. And full credit to Chris King. Sometimes your records don't do you justice. He's going to be a handful for anyone in stand-up. Oh! As I said that, the right uppercut from Mihai. Nathaniel, perfect timing.
Perfect timing there for Mihai. You know, Chris King's he's in a lot of danger here, and he looks to be obviously doing the right thing in just holding him on him and, you know, regaining his senses.
Would you have rather seen Mihai step back after that?
Yeah,
because he's kind of smothered his work a little bit there.
I think he should step back now and look for that finish for sure.
But that was great. As you were saying, it just the uppercut comes in, and Chris King has shown us a great jaw all night, but brought to his knees with that.
And Brian, for me, that if there was any doubt about the decision, that there is none now. He's been game, he's been capable. And I was going to say, although he hasn't got the wins in the column, if you're going to stand and trade with him, he's going to be a durable, difficult opponent for anyone.
100%. He's you can see that, and still now he's coming forward. There's not a backward step even after taking that big shot. But that was a beautiful level change.
That's a great way to end the round 3.
And Nathaniel, that's Mihai saying there's no doubt now, wasn't it? That was perfectly timed, the takedown as well. He's saying to the judges, this only goes one way.
Definitely, 100%.
And Brian, Chris King, credit to him. He's a warrior, isn't he?
Yeah, look at that, and you can see he's got a good following here as well, which is great to see him getting that sort of support. And he made that a fight. Round 1, when we were watching that, if you watched that, maybe you wouldn't have picked it to get to round number 3, but he's so durable, so tough.
And I love how at the end of the fight they're still throwing just as hard shots as they were in round 1, even though they're tired.
And Mihai will have learnt from that, even though we feel he's going to be a very clear winner. He had to dig deep, didn't he?
Definitely. You know, Chris King definitely wasn't holding it back. He kept coming forward. You know, even after Mihai has damaged him here, he was still in the fight and he was still game. They looked like they could do another round.
Yeah, and we'd have enjoyed another round, but Brian, that was a beautifully timed uppercut.
Oh, absolutely stunning there, and it was just as Chris King was building a bit of momentum, some confidence. But it's, again, it's picking shots. Chris King, maybe 1, 2, 3 different combinations coming towards Mihai, whereas Mihai just seemed to have more in his arsenal. At 19 years old, to see that sort of movement and those sort of combinations, fantastic performance from the young man.
And we're certain he's going to be back to winning ways as Buddy Johnson makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance, 3 rounds. And we go to your judges, all seeing the scores the same at 30-27, declaring your winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, Mihai Zmarandescu. And ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Chris King.